I went and did a presentation in a fourth grade class. They asked me things like, how did I get there? Did I ride a horse? Do I live in a teepee? Then one little boy asked me if I knew the pioneers. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, well, were you here? It's like, no, but who is your teacher? As much as these kids knew about salmon and the return of salmon and how they went out to the ocean, and they had almost no knowledge about Indian people. I think that is a standard condition in education, that Indian people are locked out of any kind of humanality, of in being modern, of being traditional or carrying their way of life. And maybe it stems from maybe people are too embarrassed about it, or they want to cover up the ugliness of what happened to the Indian people. But in all fairness, just like the Jewish Holocaust, there needs to be some education about why and how people live on after those things occur. Museums usually leave live Indians out of the displays. When you have living cultures that have made it through a historical period of time and they present us like all gone, even though we continue to have our way of life, our religion, our dances, our languages, they have worked so hard to assimilate us that now they can't see that we continue to have our own belief systems, even though we might wear the same kind of clothes that they do. I think the biggest difference between churches and the way that we believe is the fact that we still follow the original teachings put down by the Creator in line with all of the actions of Mother Earth, that we're not trying to control them. It also requires us to go to those places that exist in spite of us. They're so sacred that no man or no person could build such a thing, where sacred places are put there by the sacred, and that's why you can't pick it up and take it somewhere else and say it's still sacred. Coonrod is basically us going home to where we came from, that we believe that we were created from inside Mount Shasta and we came out through the spring, and it's our job to go back there and sing to the doorway of where all of the sacred beings came out to populate Mother Earth and take care of it. And so we go back there and we celebrate that we're still here, the Winnemem are still here, and we're still singing through the waters, because our instructions is that the waterways are the lifeblood of all things. And so we have to take care of that and let them know, we're still dependent upon that, and we're still trying to be the caretakers and follow our instructions the best that we can. And so that's the ceremony that we pray to the mountain, we pray to the ancestors there, we go to the spring, we sing, and we teach our kids to do the same thing. Patlas Chonas is a ceremony that puts our foundation under us by bringing our young girls into their womanhood to uphold a way of life, and that all of the members of the tribe have certain duties and rights that are assured by the swim of the young girl from one side of the river to the other side. We came from a spring on Mount Shasta, we came through the water, and when our children are born, they're born in the water. And so when the young girls come back into their womanhood, they swim through the water again, and we receive them the same way. It's a marked time for a young woman to be accepted by the older women who dance for her and pray for her, and the promise of all of the witnesses that are there to assist in whatever way they can. It's one of the things that cannot be lost. I think that when a society excludes the very indigenous peoples that was here in the first place and provides them without any place to continue existence, then it's harmful in that displaying and telling everybody that they used to be here or they're not here anymore and we don't have to worry about them anymore. They're gone, that they don't have to worry about making things right, that they have done everything they can to take every piece of land, every river, and every right for our ceremonies, absorbed it all, and now it's like they don't exist, so they don't need it.